So, okay, so let's begin. Today, what I want to do is a very nice sutta. Okay, that is in the Sutta Nipata. So, this is 3.12. Very interesting sutta. Uh, it's on Dvayatānupassanāsutta. That is, if we would like to have a Nibbana effect right here, right now, we can look at contemplating on pairs. So we can see how the pair is going to work, and then we can uh, then meditate. So today's session, what we can do is we can do the meditation along with the those pair. Okay. So let me go through the sutta, and I will explain to you how that. So the pair number one, the first pair is the oh, one second. Okay, so the first pair. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Okay, so the first pair is about understanding the dukkha. Okay, and the cause of the dukkha is the first pair, and the second is on the nirodha, that is coming out of dukkha, and then the steps. So that is what we are going to practice today. Okay, so let's have a round of that wherein we sit and exactly practice the way it has to be practiced. So what we have to do is we first have to meditate on the dukkha. So what I've put in that document, what I've sent is that how do we see the dukkha? So now we have to, instead of calling it a suffering, make it like a pain, right? So we need to take the pain in life, whether to do something like the Dhamma we are trying to learn, you have to take the pain. That means we have to make time for it, we have to learn, and we have to practice, which is not easy. It is really painful to do that. So once we know that we have to take pain, so it becomes then easy to sit and see that every being takes the same pain. So whether it is an animal or a bird or an insect or a human being or a deva or a brahma or whatever it is, they all have to take the pain. So let's say if my mind were to settle in the first jhana or in the second jhana or the third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth, these are the states of the mind where the mind doesn't bring down or get down to a lower existence. But maintaining that state is a pain. Now, that is one pain, and not getting into it is another pain. So, in this sutta, especially, Buddha uses two words, itta bhava and anyatha bhava. Itta bhava means thisness. So, there's something called this, and anyatha bhava is that. So, as long as we are running behind the itta and the anyatha, what is going to happen is that we are in the samsara. When we see that the itta bhava is going to cause a problem, then we can see the anyatha bhava. That means otherwise. So, thisness and otherwiseness, which is actually the suffering. So, this Dvayatānupassanāsutta, he talks about 10 different kinds. So, what we need to do today as a meditation subject is to look at the pain we have to take in everything. So, that means we are going to contemplate on the dukkha itself. Okay, so what you need to do is relax as usual, close your eyes, and we can switch off our cameras because anyway that is not required. And then we are going to look at the dukkha. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out the jati pi dukkha, jara pi dukkha, like that. So I will explain that in English also. So it becomes very easy to see why we have to take a pain in order to get anything at all, right? Including the jhana. Not able to do the jhana is a pain, and not able to get into anatta is a pain. Not able to understand anicca is a pain. So it's literally for everything, a pain has to be taken so that we achieve what we want to achieve. So anything worldly or not of the world, for both we have to go through the pain. There's no relief from the pain. So the craving is the cause of the pain, and we will see that how do we get rid of the craving so that the nibbana can be achieved right here as we do the meditation. So shall we start? Okay, I'm now switching off the camera. So you can do the same, and you can relax. Watch your breath for 10 minutes. Just the in breath touching and out breath touching towards the nostril or any area where you think you want to check. And then just watch the breath coming and going and coming and going. Okay, and after that we are going to look into the pain. So now it is 8:40 here, so 8:50 I'm going to start. So now we can look at the breath and make our mind and the body relaxed. So the first aspect is to relax the body and the mind. Now let us start our contemplation. Just watch that every being have to take the pain. A pain is a pain. For everything to keep things in a proper way, we need to take the pain. So the cause of existence is to stabilize something which cannot be stabilized. And the cause of the suffering is to make what cannot be stabilized to be secure. So when we see this, we can find out the reason for this is that there is tremendous craving for existence. There is tremendous craving for enjoying the senses. There is tremendous craving for something that should not be existing. Let's watch our life from the beginning till now. We have only these three cravings: craving for pleasures in the senses, craving to become something, and craving to remove something which has already become. And that's a pain what everyone takes to exist. Watch this deeper within you. Isn't it that what we are doing? That to gain something, we have to take this pain. And there is no other way also. But if we cut the craving, we will be taking effort, but not pain. And that helps a lot. Meaning, I have to earn for a living. That's required. But I don't have to take the pain of earning. That's not required. So, physically, I have to toil. That's required. But mentally, I don't have to toil. I can keep it very peaceful just by removing the craving. Otherwise, it becomes heated up and loses the equanimity. So, watch it over for next 10 minutes on this craving. Let us now go further. Now we'll establish the samadhi, proper view is that all the beings, wherever they are and whatever they all arrive here growing through the food and no other means. So, food is the only thing that is sustaining this body, not as per their liking, but only the food. And the contact with different sense object is also another kind of food because it creates feelings. Then the mental intention is another kind of food. And identification of that object, keeping it very near to the heart, is another kind of food. So we have four kinds of food. So we can see all beings are sustained by this food only. So if the food were to be stopped, everything comes to an end. So we can stop the mental food and yet take the physical food for existence till the body were to collapse on its own. But the mental food can be stopped. So we can have this samadhi, right view. Then the second one, right determination, samma sankappo. Since all beings are sustained by food, the physical food, when I watch someone, when I meet someone, actually I'm eating the food only. If I were to stare at someone, I'm staring the food because that being is growing because of the food. So if I were to look at a person, be a female or a male, as human or as an animal or as anything, it is only the food. So seeing the food, the foulness, it keeps on decaying every day, every few hours. So I practice nekkhamma, to renounce the attraction towards that, because it is decaying. It cannot be sustained. Keep on feeding, it keeps on exhausting. Again you feed, again it exhausts. It keeps on exhausting. Because of consistent feeding, it seems to be real. Feeding were to be stopped, and that being loses its body. That's all. Ahara remains as ahara only. Now, knowing that every being is coming through food, why should I harm any living being? Because it is searching for food only. Mosquito doesn't want to bite me. It's biting because it's hungry and it can suck my blood. It's not biting my blood, it is just sucking the blood. It doesn't know that I am a human being. So I'll not kill, nor I'll injure. Avihimsa sankappo. Now, when everyone is coming through the food cycle, what's the point in getting upset at someone? Why get angry? Why get worked up? Why get agitated? And hence, abhyapada sankappo, no ill will, only metta, because it's the food which is sustaining the life. That's all. I can see it for myself that it is the food which is causing the beings to grow, decay, and die. The birth and the death cycle, as with the trees, as with the plants, so with the animals, so with the birds, insects, and humans. Now, knowing that everyone is on food cycle, I will use samma vacha, proper speech. What's the point in telling lies? What's the point in slandering and speaking behind the backs of others? Because they're food only anyway. And by biting the back of the person, I'm only creating more problem, because that itself is the food. Then why have harsh speech? No need. What is there to get harsh about when we see the food? And no empty gossip. Now, proper kammanta, proper actions. No point in taking life because by itself it is falling down. No point in stealing. What is there to steal? And no point in misconduct of any kind, sensual or sexual. Proper livelihood. If I am a layperson, need to earn for living. If I am a bhikkhu, nobody is going to give me food because everything is food cycle anyway. Whatever is required, I'll just take that. But I will not create a livelihood out of that. I will not create a livelihood out of Dhamma. Like in my case, I'm not going to charge anything at all for Dhamma. I'm not going to make it profitable. I'm not make it into a corporation. I'm not going to say that it is a spirituality center promising liberation, nirvana, nibbana. Pay me $1,000 per hour. If you want nibbana right now, you want to wait for 6 months, $500. If you want to wait for 1 full year, $100. It's a improper livelihood. I will not do it. So as long as I'm earning myself, so long I will not take anything from anyone. If I turn out to be a bhikkhu, then also I will not take anything improper, and neither I will convert that into profession. Now, Dhamma Vayamo, proper effort. First, I will put effort for those akusala just come, to remove it, to make it out of existence, because it is harmful. Everyone is suffering, everyone is fighting, everyone is in trouble because of search of food only, mental or physical. Conceptualizing is a mental food. Going in search of food is just a food. So there is no point. In putting effort to increase the akusala dhamma, immoral. Then I will work towards removal of those akusala, immoral, that is yet to arise, that yet to take shape. I'll remove them. And I will put effort to develop those skillful which has arisen. Again, I will put effort, rouse the energy to develop those skillful states that is yet to arise. Now, when I see every being is coming out of food only, as a child or even before a child, in the mother's womb, whichever animal, whichever that is germinated, is coming out of food. So my samadhi is very good now. I can get into the first jhana easily. Vitakka vichara about food. Every being is suffering in this world for food. So my first jhana right now would be considering the first cycle of the dukkha, the pain every being has to take. Number one, nutrients are required to develop the body. So every being have to search for this nutrient. If the nutrition is not there, there are a lot of diseases in the body. And as humans, we need to toil day and night in search of nutrients. If that is not around, we have to buy the tablets and medicines to have the nutrient supplement, nutrition supplement. And we toil day and night. Only when we're sleeping, there is no searching for food. Otherwise, from morning till the night, it's only food and food and food. Now the second cycle of dukkha. There's so many dangers involved in seeking food. You have to create properties. You have to have wealth. You have to have money to buy the food, to go and enjoy in the restaurant, to run errands, to do this, to do that. And there are so many beings which die during the day in search of food. And so many humans across the globe die due to food deprivation. And the property is lost. The wealth is lost. And so much of plastic, so much of wastage, of so much of chemicals kill so many beings in the waters, and so many beings in the air, so many beings inside the earth, so much of damage. Again, it is in search of food. Third cycle. There is a fire of greed, hatred, and delusion in all of us. Raga, dvesa, moha. To acquire more, to make oneself comfortable. That's the food. And for that, so much of wrongdoings, so much of unwanted actions, cultivating those immoral deeds. and hoarding the food grains for profit. Commodity index, that is creating or having a measure which will be listed on the stock exchange and traded, called as commodity exchange. And they keep on hoarding, create artificial scarcity, and make profit out of it. So all of this for food is a wrong action. So every being tries to do wrong action. Stealing, robbery, threatening, killing, violence. In the name of God, in the name of country, in the name of this or in the name of that. Go on a rampage. Throw the food. Waste the food. So much of danger. And nobody recognizes the danger of lower existences at all. So this is this cycle of killing one another, harming one another, spoiling one another in the name of food. That's all. So in the Vitakka, I see this and I contemplate vichara. This is the first jhana. Along with that, I use sati, samma sati, proper remembrance. I remember how the beings are in pain. Remember not to do immoral deeds. Remember to do only moral deeds. Because we can see the pain of finding food. All that every being is doing, including the employment we have. It's all the food, mental and physical. So when I watch this drama, I get a peace of mind filled with joy that I'm seeing the truth that indeed every being is in pain due to craving for physical and mental food. Why don't I give up this craving? Not create mental food. And so the joy emerges. And I'm feeling the body very light, very sound. Mind is relieved. With this, I enter into the third jhana, sukha, happiness. Happiness born out of seclusion from the world. I'm finding very compassion to all beings, that the struggle is for the food only. And I don't have any hatredness towards any being. And if some being is getting food, physical or mental, I feel very happy, very pleased. It's working out. And I remain equanimous. What is there to get agitated for the food? No need. Stay in the sukha as much as you can. Let's continue further. With the fading away of the sukha, let's focus on the equanimity, on the oneness. Everyone basically is in pain for finding food. No exemption. So the moment I say, may all beings be happy, may all beings be free from suffering, may all beings be free from enmity, may all beings be free from ill will. In search of food, we all come, and not knowing, thousands of mistakes are done. Now I feel equanimous. You can continue on this as long as you wish and drop off when you're done. Observe again from proper ditti, samadhiti, proper view. Every being is tortured. Every being is in pain, in search of food. Proper determination, considering this, no point in having raga, desire to possess. What is there to possess? A pain and a suffering. So nekkhamma sankappo, renunciation. Avihimsa sankappo, non-injury. Abhyapada sankappo, non-ill will. Then looking at suffering for food, pain to be taken for food. Let me not tell lies, slander, harsh speech, and empty gossips. Let me not kill living beings. What's the point? We all are getting killed every day due to hunger and thirst. What's there to steal? And what's there to do any misconduct, sexual and sensual? Right livelihood or proper livelihood. Not make money or profit over the food. It's just a food, be it mental or physical. Proper effort to remove the immoral which has arrived completely, and not to develop those immoral which are yet to arrive. Develop that moral which has arrived and put effort to develop those moral qualities which are yet to arrive. Proper sati, remembrance. I remember to not to do akusala, immoral. I remember not to do anything that can harm my progress. And now I am in samadhi. May this samadhi be the best for you. May you experience Nibbana right here, right now. Whenever you're done, you can end it.